willing to have a dialogue with the protesters. And he listed all the majority of the achievements under his administration so far, including specific programs for the youths of Nigeria, including students' loans, scale-up training for artisans, and all of that. And what he has done with CNG, what he has done in agriculture. Anyway, 38 paragraphs in total. But despite that, the protesters say they are not satisfied. In some parts of the country, the tempo went down. Lagos, at least in some other parts. Well, the southeast was generally peaceful. There wasn't much problem in Kogi State. The protests were largely peaceful in Plateau State. So there was a lowering of tension. But in states like Kano, Kaduna, Rivers, Bauchi, the protests continue. And today, the coordinator of the Take It Back movement says that today is going to be a pivotal moment, and that there will be a 1 million man march in states across the country. Will you say that the president's address, his appeal, was inadequate, was ineffectual, and the people are just not satisfied?
So first of all, let's get this off the ground first. The citizens are citizens. Human beings are human beings. Self-expression, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, peaceful assembly, those are fundamental human rights. So people have a right to protest. And they do not even, under the law, they do not even really require a specific reason to protest. But then human beings we are rational beings. We ought to have a good reason to protest, Do Nigerians have a reason to protest? Of course, doctor. People are hungry. There's hunger in the land. There's hunger. We cannot shy away from that fact. And it is the hunger, the skyrocketing inflation, especially of food items, that precipitated this current protest. Now, what I would say is I would admit that certain mistakes have been made. There's no point in pretending that mistakes were not made. I think that to some extent, the present administration made the mistake of thinking that the present policies, which are good policies, Asiwaju Tinubu's policies are really, really good. They are going to set our nation on a path of sustainable and sustained progress. However, a government cannot just sit back and watch prices just skyrocketing out of control. You see, Ruben, we have cartels everywhere. We have cartels among the pepper sellers, the tomato sellers, the rice sellers, the bean sellers, the egg sellers. Everywhere you have cartels in all the markets. One cartel leader in maybe Sapele market, we call the one in Warri market and say, how much are you people selling this money? Then that one will tell him the price. Then he and his members immediately increase their own price. Then in Benin, we call Akure, and so on and so forth. Before you know, it is shocking how prices are insanely differentiated across the country. You can go to the source of the product, you will get it at 1,000 naira. By the time you get to the market, it's 5,000 naira. I mean, it's pure madness. Now, the mistake government has made is to think that normal market forces are viable in this period. Not at all. Government has to intervene through extraordinary means. Through extraordinary means. That is just the disappointment. And I would say that while our president has been fighting tooth and nail, breaking his back, doing all he can to try to get the prices down, unfortunately, his team has been most disappointing. Most disappointing. I mean, it has not shown any. I've not heard. I don't know whether you heard from them. Me, I've not heard anything from them. No ideas, no input in on how we can reduce inflation. Let's just get the prices of food down. The price of fuel, going to the demands of the protesters, certain things are possible, certain things are just not doable. It's like thank God you are aware yourself. It's in law we say lex non cogit ad impossibilia. The law does not compel the impossible. It will be very, very, very difficult to reduce the price of fuel, Ruben. Very, very difficult. In fact, that the price of oil has been stabilized thus far is credit to President Tinubu, is credit even to the NNPC, to Mele Kyari. I don't know how they will performing that miracle. So expecting it to get to the price below world market rate, I mean, that is just an unreasonable demand. However, we can reduce food prices and more importantly, stabilize them. Not this one that somebody goes to the market today, he buys something at a certain price, then he goes the next day and the price has increased, So those are the things that I think we should be concentrating on.
Okay, if I had to correct you, you were talking about special interventions, saying that you have not heard from President Tinubu's team. Wouldn't that be a harsh assessment of President Tinubu's team? Mr. Bayo Onanuga has been talking. Other members of that team, media support team, your own team, they've also been talking. And then Mr. Yemi Cardoso, in fact, says that the situation could have been worse if this administration did not remove fuel subsidy, did not, abolish the multiple exchange rate. Two major policy issues that President Tinubu himself addressed. The Minister of Finance also says they are looking for every way to make sure that they do not impose taxes on Nigerians. The Agric Ministry, and again, the point made by the Agric Minister was also reflected by the President, that they are bringing in 450,000 hectares of rice, maize, millet, staple foods. And they've even given 20 trucks of rice to the various states. Now, so that leads me to my next question. What do you think in more specific, despite all these that I've outlined and that I've said the President himself referred to, what could they have done differently to address the concerns of citizens?
I think it is just to undercut the speculators, the food hoarders, the cartels in the market. That is where I disagree with I mean, these are my party people. These are my friends. These are people that are dear to me. And the where I differ with them is, it is clear. We let me put it this way. It is Nigerians that are actually when we increase prices ourselves, arbitrarily, then we now blame it on the president. And I think that is really, really unfair. You understand me? So it is not this question of then this whole idea of palliatives, of sharing rice to people sharing money to people. I mean, it's just a load of crap. I'm not in support of it at all. Because
but these are measures that have been commended by IMF, by World Bank.
The palliatives are not. They are clearly not working because most of them have been stolen. You know, the palliatives are just a conduit pipe for corruption. Our president clearly meant well when he brought this idea of palliatives, but they don't get to the grassroots. So what we should concentrate on is how to get the prices down. If it is to flood the market with food, you know, it's not a question of just sharing rice. All those things have been stolen. You know, get the rice, the maize, the sorghum, the millet, the yam flour, whatever, into the market. Let it crash. Let the prices crash first, so the people will have access to food. That will placate them first. You understand me? Then food is not that difficult to grow. Food grows very fast. Food is not a skyscraper that you build for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. No, you can grow food in 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. You understand me? Then let's just do. I would love my president to become the minister, the substantive minister, the main minister for agriculture, not just the minister for petroleum. After all, agriculture is our biggest sector. You know, and then but this whole idea of sharing of palliatives, it's payment of stipends, which is a good idea, but the problem is that, well, they are just being stolen. So let's concentrate all our resources right now on growing our agricultural sector and feeding our people, crashing down prices. That's my own stance.
Okay. Today, there is what Sanyaolu Juwon, coordinator of the Take It Back movement, calls 1 million man march. This is supposed to be the day to end the protests. Now, before now, we were told that people were killed in some parts of the country, particularly in the north. Now, do you think that our security agencies used excessive force? What we're told is that if they have to apply force, it should be reasonable. People have been protesting in the UK for the past 10 days too. They have not killed people. They have only arrested about 400 people. They have sentenced about 3 people to jail terms. You know, but in Nigeria, we anytime our security agencies will be shooting like bullets. Do you think they had no option in the matter?
No, I think to be no, I'm a lawyer, so I would not presume what is not before me as per evidence. If indeed it turned out that our security agencies deployed excessive force, then those involved must be brought to book. You can't just go mowing down our citizens when they have a right to protest. However, let us be fair. Looters hijacked this protest. You know, the protest. Some people took advantage of the protest. You know, our citizens are hungry. They have a right to protest. They are genuinely and legitimately angry, as our president, as President Tinubu himself acknowledged. You know, and then these are our younger children, them Sanyaolu, them Soweto, and so on, started this movement only for politicians. Ruben, for failed politicians to hijack it.
Sanyaolu, not Sanyaolu.
I know. No. Sanyaolu. I think it's a young man now. Very yes. I saw him on. I even saw him on your other channel this morning, talking about this is million man march. Now, it was hijacked by failed politicians, Ruben. That's the truth. And then all these looters, started causing mayhem, and people were attacking policemen. A policeman was even killed, was murdered. I mean, how do you murder a cop? Your own police that is meant to protect you, you murder the policeman. So I don't know the context in which some of our fellow citizens were killed. That should be subjected to investigation, thorough investigation. No life should be lost needlessly. So let's just wait for investigations to be carried out.
Okay, you just mentioned two words now, two critical phrases. You have blamed cartels. But these cartels, they've always been there. People take advantage of any economic situation for their own gains. And then you said failed politicians. Now, some of the supporters of the administration, they've been mentioning names, calling people names. And the people they are calling names say, well, they too have the right to protest and they are not sponsoring anybody. So do you possibly know some specific paid politicians, or they are just faceless?
Well, no, they are not faceless at all. For instance, it is quite clear that Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar have been fanning the embers of this protest. I mean, it's not hidden. They have been encouraging people to protest. They could easily have been more statesman-like by calling these young people together and say, okay, go and dialogue with the government. Go and dialogue with the presidency. Rather they encourage them to go into the streets. And from experience at their age, these are very, very well experienced administrators. Waziri Abubakar was our vice president for 8 years. Peter Obi was a governor in Anambra State for 8 years. It is obvious that when you start a mass protest like this, you will have all kinds of miscreants, going overboard and hijacking what would otherwise have been a perfectly legitimate protest. But they were encouraging them. So they are the ones specifically I'm accusing. Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi.
Well, about the cartel.
Okay, go on, Doctor.
Yeah, you mentioned that is a cartel that is everywhere, that is responsible for inflation.
Yes. Not at all. It's not President Tinubu's fault.
But his assignment is to fix it, the problem, not to give us excuses.
Yes, it is. I agree with you 100%. And so far, he has been trying his best, but his best has not been good enough. So we just need to change tactics and approach the problem from a totally different angle. We just have to find a way to dismantle all these cartels across the country. They are everywhere, Ruben. They are everywhere. And we just have to find a way to dismantle all the cartels in the markets, and let the problem is, now market forces are supposed to be fixing prices. So the price of this particular product, that particular product, should be determined by market forces. But they are not determined by market forces in Nigeria. They are not. It is cartelization. The prices are fixed. They are not determined by market forces. So our approach to the problem should be totally different. Not this one, Wale Edu and Yemi Cardoso and Femi Gbajabiamila are doing. Like they don't have what it takes to solve this problem. And I'm not sorry to say, that's just the truth.
Okay, you've
We
talked
need a
about
totally different approach.
You've talked about catalyzation. You've talked about failed politicians who are stoking the fire in the background. But people have observed that there is an ethnic dimension to these protests. That the protests have been more, violent, more enthusiastic in the northern part of the country, particularly in places like Yobe, Kano, Sokoto, Borno. But as you come downwards from Kogi to Benue, down to the south, it's been more peaceful. Maybe in the southeast, people chose a different method. So then, because of this, people are now saying, oh, this is about regime change. But the people are not talking about regime change. The protesters are saying, end bad governance. To the extent that in parts of the north, they were carrying Russian flags.
Yeah.
Please go ahead. Yeah.
Now to be fair, if you to the extent to which you say there is an ethnic dimension, I would not even look at it from the way you seem to be portraying it. For instance, there were these idiots who were saying Igbo must go in Lagos. They are mad people, idiots. Igbo must go. Igbos and our fellow Nigerians are not going anywhere. They are here with us. Our president has warned them not to stop that rubbish. Now,
hello, are you with me? Hello. Oh, we seem to have an issue with his internet connection. Just Tega. Hello. No, we're not hearing you. Please unmute your.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, okay, it's better now. Yeah.
All right.
It's about the internet. Yeah.
Yes. Now, our northern brothers, let us just be frank, some of them feel a bit disenchanted, Well, for instance, within our party, in terms of equity, in terms of appointments and so on, which I believe our president needs to really, really work hard on, When appointments are rolled out, when an administration is formed, and then there is you give the impression is gotten that one side is being favored over the other. People are bound to feel disenchanted. We are there now. We know how we won the election. And then it is as if where we won the election has been it's been emasculated. Then where we lost the election is being favored over where we won election. So people, there is some disenchantment which we cannot shy away from, which our president just has to work on. You understand me? And which unfortunately those around him are not helping him in any way. Those things have to be addressed. I know that President Tinubu loves Nigeria and is a true patriot. But what? It's like we say in law, justice does not have to be done, but must be seen to be done. So I think some of our northern compatriots are feeling a bit disenchanted with the government, and it is for the president to take steps to fix that problem. You can see our dear brothers from the eastern part, they did not they did not take part in the protest. Rather, they prefer to stay at home. They too we also have to reach out to them. There are a lot of. Let's just be fair. We need to reject this administration. Our president just has to completely revamp it. I know you to be my dear Lagos friend, Ruben, but our president, this is Lagos crew. It does not cut it at all. It's not up to the task. He just has to dismantle the crew and form the proper Nigerian or a pan-Nigerian team around it to fix the country. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Well, just before we throw to break and allow other people to join us in the conversation, let me ask you. Today is 1 million man march. Are you likely to join them? Juwon Sanyaolu and Co, since you say they have the right to protest, and there is hunger in the land. And then besides that, what do you think that the protesters could have done differently? The protesters insist that what they are doing is peaceful demonstration, and they have the right. But how did the matters get out of hand? What could they have done differently to prevent that?
I think they could have heeded the call of their own lawyer, by learned friend Ebolu Adeborua, and yes, and limited their protest to a day, just to prove before miscreants and questionable characters would have hijacked the whole thing. Now, I don't have any problem with them protesting. And like I said before, it's not only I would have joined the protest, I would have led it. If somebody could, what would be the benefit of the protest? But nobody has articulated to me what we are going to achieve with the protest. I think the point has been made. Our president has heard the lament of the people. You understand me? So I don't think there's any need for this 1 million man march at all. But my hope.
Hello, Jesse Tega, can you hear me?
Is that it should not be hijacked? There's no need. Let everybody just go home. Let's wait for our president to be able to do. Our president means well, Ruben. But Bola Tinubu is someone you even know. It's the problems in this country are you are the one that once wrote one article about what Aso Rock does to people. It seems to be playing out in Asiwaju's administration, but me on my part, I'll be Catholic, so I'll be booking mass for my president.
Anyway, on that note, Jesse Tega on Opasa. Let's take a short break, and during that break, maybe you could help with your system, either to stop calls coming in so that we can have the remaining few minutes very soon. Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. So on that note, we take a short break and then we'll be right back. Stay with us. This is still City Talks with Ruben Abati.
Unorthodox Radio. Nobody does it better. City FM.
We don't want to make government come down for we.
The same flavor.
Extreme poverty, totally unacceptable.
Same on the edge experience.
Why is it that an average policeman would rather want to work in EFCC than work in SFU? The original department that should be the mother department of the EFCC. We are a very delusional set of people.
City Talks with Ruben Abati.
Please note, the views and opinions expressed in the course of this program do not represent that of City 1051 FM. The station, therefore, is not liable to any legal action that may result from the program.
Hey, it's your girl, Nirma, and Nirma is a musician. I should have said presenter first. Let me take that again. Hey, it's your girl, Nirma. Nirma is a presenter and a podcaster.
The voice of love. My name is O'Daniels for short. OAP at the radio station in Lagos.
Koyinsola Olukoya, producer and red carpet host.
Kenny Code, I'm an honor personality.
My name is Rume, compare and a creative.
I participated in the City Media Academy.
One of the best decisions I've made. Immersive classes led by seasoned industry professionals.
It made me happy and absolutely.
It was a launchpad for my dreams.
It cured my stage right.
It doesn't just cater to radio. So if you're looking to further your career in the media.
Hey, you know what? Come on down.
Next session starts July 8, 2024. Visit plot 11 Lateef Jakande Road, Agidingbi, Ikeja. Call 0810-968-8638 or www.city1051fm.com. Click on the CMA page for more. The City Media Academy. Explore the world of broadcast media.
Government, we don't want to make government call
Unacceptable.
Same on the Edge experience.
Why is it that an average policeman would rather want to work in EFCC than work in SFU, the original department that should be the mother department of the EFCC? We are a very delusional set of people.
City Talks with Ruben Abati.
Please note, the views and opinions expressed in the course of this program do not represent that of City 1051 FM. The station, therefore, is not liable to any legal action that may result from the program.
Hello, Ruben.
Hello, yeah, just to take out, well, welcome back from that commercial break. And if you're just tuning in, well, this is City Talks with Ruben Abati on City 1051 FM. Today we've been discussing the hashtag End Bad Governance protests, more or less by way of post-mortem. And I'm sure there will still be an opportunity to do more post-mortems after today, designated as the last day of the protest. And remember, you can join the conversation by calling 0700-1051-1051. You can send those messages via WhatsApp at 0909-916-4403. And you can engage with us also via social media accounts at City 1051 on Zoom, Instagram, and Facebook. Well, Jesse Tega, thank you very much for staying with us after that commercial break. But let me ask you one question before we begin to take the reactions. Do you really believe? Do you think that the protesters are correct when they say there is bad governance in Nigeria?
Yeah, well, that is true. There is no doubt about it. There is actually bad governance, but you see, it cuts both ways. There is bad governance. There is good governance. There is this theory in political science, in philosophy, even in jurisprudence. A nation gets the government it deserves. The leaders don't fall from the sky. You know, they come from the nation. They come from our villages, from our towns, from our local government areas, from our states. The leaders of Nigeria didn't come from Cameroon or from Jamaica, from America. They are Nigerians. So if we are going to go by the theory that we have bad, then we must also have bad followership, because the leadership comes from the followership. Is it not from the among the people? I mean, what are the statistical odds, the mathematical odds that among if you have the 1,000 monks, you know, and gathered in a place, you will now find a serial killer among them? No. So the truth is that these leaders that we are complaining about, well, they come from the people. And like I was telling you earlier on, here you have people fixing prices, increasing prices arbitrarily. Are those leaders too? Are they not market women? Are they not market men? Are they not traders? You know, so I would agree that we've not had certainly anything even remotely close to tremendous leadership. We've had really poor leadership to a large extent, and most of us who supported Bola Tinubu, we supported him because we know he would provide good leadership, you know. But let's be a bit balanced about it. The leaders don't fall from the sky; they are from us. They are from amongst us. So if these leaders are actually that bad, then it is because the people are similarly bad. So the repentance should start, you know, from our homes, from how we bring up our children, you know, from what we teach them. So it's not just to be pointing accusing fingers at the leaders. The leaders are bad. What about the people that they came from? You know, so it comes both ways.
Okay, Jesse Tiger, there's a major irony at the heart of all these conversations, which the protesters have pointed out. They said President Tinubu himself used to lead protests. That is one of them. He's a protester. Now, I don't know whether you have seen a video that is circulating about hypocrisy, that President Tinubu opposed removal of fuel subsidy in 2012.
Yeah.
He was in the pro-democracy protest. And this time around, he is president of Nigeria to protest. Because among some of these protesters, whether in Kano or Bauchi or Abuja, one of them may also become president of Nigeria tomorrow in the future. And the person will turn around and tell us, let us dialogue. Is that not hypocrisy?
To be fair to President Tinubu, he only led and participated in peaceful protests. So to that extent, he's acquitted. He never led or sponsored or participated in violent protests. Now, I don't think the president did not. I certainly didn't hear him say no, but people should not protest. You know, he said that they should not violent protests, and then he expressed fears of miscreants and violent elements hijacking the protest. But you see, to the extent of whether the president wants people to protest or not, that is irrelevant. The people have a right to protest. It's their fundamental human right. It's not dependent on they don't need the permission of their president to protest or not to protest. You know, what all those of us who have been comfortable with the protest, I must say, is not to deny Nigerians their right to protest. That's their right. Simple. They don't need the permission of their government, of Inspector General of Police, for the president, for that matter, to protest. We know what usually happens during protests. We just have miscreants burning down things, destroying things, and so on. So why don't you just take a more civilized, more amenable, more manageable approach to ventilating your grievances? You know, no blood will be shed. Nobody's head will be broken. You know, nobody will die. You understand me? That's all. But if it is a question of hypocrisy, I think that would be a harsh assessment of Bola Tinubu. To be fair to him, he has never ever participated in violent protests. He has always supported peaceful protest.
Okay, the president has called for dialogue with the youth leaders. It's been almost 1 week. It will be exactly 1 week tomorrow since he made that appeal. Why is it taking them so long to organize the dialogue? Does it take forever to call some of the names you have mentioned to a meeting?
I think that question should be better put to the president's aides, who some of whom are just pathetically competent. I'm not even sorry to say, you cannot, Bola Tinubu likes to say the buck stops at his table. Then somebody was blaming him one day about a particular thing, and I asked the person, if they don't buy, let's say, bottled water or even pure water, what our people call pure water, this is sachet water, in the state house. Let's say Bola Tinubu gave somebody money to go and buy bottled water. Then the person failed to buy the bottled water. Are we still going to blame Bola Tinubu is Bola Tinubu supposed to go and buy the water by himself? You can't blame a president for everything. I mean, what administration cannot get the ringleaders of a protest, the main people behind it, gather them together to dialogue? Is it Bola Tinubu that is supposed to go and be looking for what is Gbaja doing? What are all those people there in that Aso Rock doing? I mean, what kind of people are these, man? So it is not, it's not fair to be blaming them. Bola Tinubu has already given extended the olive branch. I mean, it would be unfair to expect him to start looking for Sanyo-Olu, for Soweto, for this. But there are people who should do that, for God's sake. They should be the ones to do that. So only God knows what the hell they are doing in that Aso Rock. I don't know what they are doing. But by the way, Ruben, let me even surprise you. I went to Aso Rock not too long ago. I asked for serviette. They could not find serviette to give me. Is that what Bola Tinubu's for?
Okay. I see you have been very critical of the president's aides and also the crowd from Lagos. Okay. Are you saying that the president should change his cabinet, sack some people, and do you have some specific individuals in mind? Hello? I'm not hearing you.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Okay, yes, better.
Yes, I said I went to Aso Rock the other day, and I could not get serviette. No. So is that what Bola Tinubu's fault? Is it Bola Tinubu that's supposed to go and buy serviette? So it's not. Let's not blame our president for everything. Please, it's not fair. It's not fair on one man.
But who do you want the president to? Since you say the aides are not doing their job,
He should start with my dear brother, Femi Gbajabiamila. He's chief of staff. He should sack him immediately.
But you know, Gbajabiamila's work essentially is administrative. It's the engine room of the president.
It's not
the one that will give you serviette.
It is his job. It is his job to make sure that the president's intentions are carried out, are fulfilled.
The person says, "Good afternoon, Dr. Ruben and Barrister Onopasa. Following the prologue of the discourse and opinions ventilated so far, one of the major drawbacks this administration has adopted is the art of dishing out non-sustainable palliatives as stipends that end up in the houses of party members and loyalists. Times have changed, hence the average man needs nothing but a working economy where life has a meaning and not a perennial cap-in-hand beggarly lifestyle at the mercy of successive governments." Femi Adigbemile, that's the name of the person. Then we have this next person who says, "Good afternoon to you, sir. Ask your guest who he will blame for the rise of foods, for the rise in prices of food items. Is it the government or the suppliers? Ayo from Egba. Well, I think Barrister Onopas already addressed that when he talked about cartels. And then this person says, Dr. Abati, ask our guest, is there any protest that doesn't have political undertones? Can he say Occupy Nigeria protest in 2013, 2012 wasn't politically motivated? Why? So why is he mentioning Peter Obi and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar? All the demands listed by the protesters are reasonable demands. It's achievable. No one should tell me they are not reasonable. The late President Yar'Adua...
the demands of the protesters, a lot of them are fair. They are just asking for prices to come down. But to ask for the price of oil to be 100 naira or whatever ridiculous amount they were talking about, I mean, it's just utter nonsense. That is not going to happen. That would be below cost of production of a barrel of crude oil, you know. So let's not deceive ourselves. That's what. There are reasonable demands. There are reasonable demands among the demands of the protesters. What I would just appeal is that the president has heard their cries and is working on them.